Impression of CTE Volk feeding Khabib pork by accident. All right, guys. Well, I'm cooking. All right, guys. Now, it's taken a couple years for us to get to this point, but this was something Khabib promised me 3 years ago, so it's good to finally get you in the kitchen, Khabib. All right, welcome to Cooking Volk with Khabib Nurmagomedov. Today we're cooking bacon sarnies, lads. Yeah, let's age. All right, open up the air fryer. We're going to Volk, hang on a minute. I'm doing me cooking here. So what you want to do? You want to take your sausages and put them right on the grill. You want to turn them over every now and again. Volk, Volk, you need to. I need to tell you something. No, I'm not done yet. Now, once your pork belly is nice and tender, you want to take it out the air fryer. Should be okay to go. Volk, no, you need to understand. This is not something I can. No, shut up. And when you want to make sure before you do anything else in the kitchen, no wash your hands, Khabib. I know you're trying to interrupt me again. I want to put up your pride flag. This is a big part that we need to do. Volk, I'm going to burn in hell if you keep going, brother. And that's what you want to do. Now, my wife is going to come in and she's going to give me an opinion, is what she's going to do. So, honey, come over here. That's it. And I want you to give me an opinion on anything, and I'm not going to hit you. That's it, you can't. I'm sick of this show. Smacks the camera. He just goes over the edge. I don't know. And that's that. That's the, and that's it. Done. Yeah. So that's that. Yeah, my wife's actually going to drive over here because she's out of her job. And she's just been out with the kids on her own in the sun. And that's what she's going to do. And then when she gets in here, she's going to speak to me and give me an opinion on something that isn't just grunting in an accepting tone. That's what's going to happen here. And that's what we're going to do here. And it might be a bit of a culture shock to Khabib, but hey, it's all about embracing each other's culture, right? And then what's going to happen is my young daughters are going to come in, and I'm going to keep away. We're going to play a game where I keep Khabib away from him at all costs. This is the game we're going to play. So in you come, daughters. All right, now get back. Get back. Yeah. And I'm going to hit him with his spatula while he tries to grab me daughters, is what's going to happen here, lads. Sorry, I'll stop. Dude, that Cooking with Volk episode could be a banger, folks. That could be a banger episode. He needs to pull that one off. Anyway. Sad but true is actually a odd thing about that. But hey, at least they don't have insulting opinions about things. So that's, who's the real evil here? I have an opinion on migration, so listen, this is kind of like apples and oranges, you know? Potato. I would a person, never been eye poked, but this one time I got Ezekiel choked in high school. You did not get Ezekiel choked in high school. My vision was fucked after it. I can only imagine it for Tom. Yeah, I know. Yeah, this one time I was in a fucking scrap at a, it was like a bouncy castle party. And this kid was like getting rude to me. Chat, this is a real story, by the way. I was at, anyone ever gone to like one of those halls in like a local like leisure center and they set up a bouncy castle and like parents rent it for a birthday or something when you were a kid? I went to one of them once and this kid started chatting shit to me. And I started swinging on him. He put me in a Peruvian necktie. I'm not even joking. I was 5 and he was 5 years old. Put me in a Peruvian necktie, tapped me to sleep. Woke up about 10 minutes later. Yeah. Real story as well. Genuinely real story. I'm joking, it's not real. But, you know. It actually is a real story, guys. Peruvian necktie. Crazy he pulled that off of me, dude. I only know it was a Peruvian necktie because of the parents after I came to. They had to wave a hot dog in front of my face. And I came to like a pug or something having a dream. And they said, they just described the move to me. And I was like, damn, dude, that sounds like a Peruvian necktie. I was 5. Crazy. Crazy fucking move. Wild stuff. Story to one up your story there. Oh, yes, but appreciate, brother. So a white guy defending Ghana, real Ian Gary folk. I know they're a bit self-hating. They have no impulse control. Okay. What do you think about the growing tension between Dana and Haspener? Now's fight, I think, mate. Thanks for the $2. Maybe I will end the fucking stream, you dumb fuck. Jesus Christ. No, I'm not. I'll keep going. We'll keep going. Chat, what would you feel like if at some point in the next year, in 2026, I had planned a trip to a Shaolin temple in China to learn the art of Kung Fu from a monk that watches my channel. What would you think about this? What's your thoughts on that if I would do something like that? Like Dan Hardy? Yes, like Dan Hardy. You're not Mike, okay? No, I've been watching his channel and I just thought I should do that. I should go there. Pics and that. MMA stuff. Regular stuff. Life stuff. If in charge of the UFC, hire 2 and fire 2 fighters. I'd get rid of... Sadly, I would get... Thank you for the membership, Justin Rizavi, and thank you for the membership, Robert Whittaker's Teeth, or lack thereof. I'd get rid of fighters like that are still on the roster that cost a lot. So I'd get rid of Court McGee. I'd get rid of Michael Chiesa. I'd get rid of Clay Guida. These types of fighters. You know what I mean? They're just sort of there, but no one cares at this point, and they're just getting paid a shit ton of money to just linger on the roster. So I get rid of them, and then I would bring in Usman Nurmagomedov and maybe Paul Hughes as well. Obviously, Lucien Keita's already signed. Depends. Yeah, at this point, drop Pachi. Or I'd make Pachi versus Asakura and drop the loser. Yeah, I'd sign Nemkov, Vadim Nemkov, yeah. Phil de Fries to heavyweight. At this point, we need Phil de Fries at heavyweight, yeah. So I would sign Phil de Fries. I mean, how many title defenses is that for Phil de Fries at KSW? So many he's nicknamed himself Phil and Still de Fries. And Still Phil de Fries. 28-6, but he's 39 is the problem. But he's had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 title defenses at KSW heavyweight. Jesus Christ. That's wild when you think about it though, right? Took the belt and then had 13 title defenses. But he's 39, right? So that's why they're not going to sign him. But they could have got him in his... They could have got him in his, like, 36, you know? It's not that bad. John Fangirl's acting like John never lost a round in his life to lesser fighters. It's all the Gervonta Davis demographic fans and self-haters. Chat, anyone else can't look at Twitter without feeling so enraged. So enraged, man. So enraged. I was looking at Twitter and I was thinking, fucking hell, what are they talking about? En masse. Thousands of likes, man. It's so pathetic. They're claiming victory by eye poke. Legitimately. That's how desperate they are for a victory. Wild, man. It is really wild how... I didn't really... You know, I even said that on Twitter earlier. I said, I didn't know how desperate they were, considering they haven't had any big wins recently in MMA. But I always spoke about that, right? Like, they have no one. They have no champs. They have no this. They're falling off. And I thought... And I've always sort of said that, but I never thought it was this depraved. To where they're like... So what, dude? You should have fought on after the IPO. What? It's so odd. It's very, very odd, man. Very pathetic. Thoughts on the saved Connor gimmick up? Yeah. I hope this has locked him back into it, though, right? I did think Tom, in his mind, thought, yeah, I'm going to blitz through everyone here. So I'm glad. Yeah, I saw what Jim Miller said years ago. He said it ages ago, yeah. But I did see that. Tom saying he can't see with 4 minutes to recover and never removing the rag off his eye to try and actually see is crazy. He said in his video that every time he touched his eye, it got worse and worse. Chat, if you can't see, you can't see. Chat, have you ever gone blind before? No. Probably not. Every fighter has that same reaction. When you go back and watch the eye pokes and they're that bad, they all say, I can't fucking see anything. It's a natural human reaction to going fucking blind momentarily. You know what I mean? Come on. No, the doctor didn't say the eye was fine. He said there's no serious damage to where they're going to have any fixes or 6 months off. He didn't say the eye was fine at all. He said you'll be experiencing vision loss. You know, it'll come back, but your eye has no serious damage. But you've just lied because you're a bitch. Again, pussies, bruv. No combat sports champs. And they're just crying. It's tough, man. It really is tough. Thank you for the 10. Everyone bringing up how long the Tom... Literally anyone who's ever sparred ever knows some people's noses leak easy. Yet people act like he had his nose squashed. I know, yeah. Yeah. Chat, you ever had that person who would sneeze and then boom, nosebleeds kicked in? I always thought that was pretty weak of him. I've only ever had a nosebleed once in my life. No, twice. Twice I've had a nosebleed. One time, my brother drop kicked me in the face while I was laying on the ground and stomped on my face, 2-footed. And the other time, my friend went to punch me in the body and I weaved and it hit me in the nose badly. And that was when I was a kid. But since I've been like a young teenager, I haven't had a nosebleed ever. Some people, I used to know people, chat, that would sneeze and get a nosebleed. Or they would like, yeah, even that, my nose bleeds if I get too hot. Like some people would like randomly go, oh, and there's this blood coming out of their nose weirdly. It's very strange. Dana impression if John I poked Tom. I mean, come on, you guys. It's part of the game. This is just part of the fucking game, folks. You got to continue after that. This happens every week. Thank you for the $2 meant. Thought I'd donate. Fucking autocorrected. No problem. Thank you, Murray W. Appreciate it, brother. Thank you. I'm that person. Yeah. Yeah, my brother was doing the people's elbow on me in the garden while I was laying on my back, chilling, minding my own business. And I didn't know he was doing it, but he was running over the top of me. So he ran over the top of me, and I was like, what the fuck? And he ran over the top of me. No, I was winded. That's what it was. That's what it was. Right. Memories come back. I fell when I was winded in the garden, badly, where I couldn't breathe. And my brother was running over the top of me while I was winded on the ground. Landed right on my back. Couldn't breathe. Laying there. Like that. And he ran over the top. Stopped. Ran over the top of me again. I'm laying there. Like that. Runs over the top of me again. The third time. And then bang! 2 foot jumps directly onto my nose. And I had a nosebleed. And he did rush to get me to a sink to where it would like go. Rather than getting the blood everywhere. But yeah. Had it coming. Yeah. But you get stampeded. I mean, you know how it goes. That was a tough one. Any older brothers? Any younger brothers in chat? Well, family like that, how did you live? Anyone used to just get jumped, just minding their own business in the house? I'd like get called into a room and genuinely fear going there. Come here. I'd go in the room. He wouldn't be anywhere to be seen. He'd be hiding behind a door, waiting for me to go into the room. Door closes. It's on. And it's time to survive. Like, it was bad, man. It was bad. But that's how it is, you know. That's just how it goes. Like, I'd just be minding my own business and get jumped. Like, really badly jumped. You know? Like, I'm eating something. Or well. I'm eating something. Just walk past, snatch it out my hand. What? Start eating it in front of me. Like that. Put it behind him. What? That type shit. Pretty rough. But that's how it is. Well. I didn't shit on my grandma's floor. I shit on my parents' floor while my grandma babysit me and my brother. Because if I ever mentioned to my brother that I needed a toilet, or if I mentioned out loud that I'm going to the toilet, I need a toilet, he would sprint into the toilet before me and block the door and stop me from getting in. We had one toilet. So I'd sprint to the toilet and he'd sprint in before me and stop me from getting in and lock the door and act like he was doing something in there that he needed to do. So one time, as a protest to this activity, I shat on the floor outside of the toilet in front of my nan. And you know what? He never did it again. My nan was looking after us. He sprinted in and I really needed a poo. So I just, in protest, shat on the floor in front of the toilet door. On the carpet as well. And never did it again, to be fair. It was like a dirty protest. That's power, that is. Yeah, that's power. That really is power, yeah. OG chat might remember these stories. I wasn't that old, chat. I was only like 17. No, I'm joking. I was like 7, 8 years old. Used to go to war with my twin bro. Yeah, it gets tough. Impression of Cyril training the eye poke. Take these. Thank you for the 2. Immediately, we want the Barnett versus Hamdi 2. We need the rematch. I won't be happy unless we get the rematch, honestly. I get a bloody nose if I blink wrong. Oof, that's tough. Thoughts on Aspinall quitting? No, he didn't. Thank you for the 2. Tell the story about when your sixth form teacher stuffed you with a cricket bat. That wasn't the story at all. But the cricket bat story is me and my friends were playing cricket. Me and my friend were playing cricket. And he raged because I hit him in the knuckle with the ball. And he threw the cricket bat at me. So I threw the stump at him. And then he threw a wicket at me and a stump. So I threw the rest of the stumps at him. And then he threw like the ball back at me. And it hit my side. So I threw the cricket bat back at him. And then we started fighting. And my brother separated us. And put me in a full Nelson. He separated us by putting me in a full Nelson, yeah. And then my friend, who was still enraged at me, picked up the cricket bat and started smacking me in the face with it about 12 times. I couldn't feel my head. I couldn't hear anything. My face felt tingly and numb on the right side. I swear to God I couldn't hear anything but ringing in my ears. He smacked me like loads of times in the head with a cricket bat. A wooden cricket bat as well. That's not cap. That's a real story. Yeah, I've mentioned my brother loads of times. 2001, my older brother's 1995. When our cousins came over, couldn't sleep without water thrown on me. Thrown off a trampoline. Okay, thank you for the 5. That's some weak shit right there. Water thrown on you. I'd fucking wish for those days, but it does get tough. Thank you for the 5. But bro, why did Tom look so nervous and defeated? I'm not sure. Thank you for the 2. I'm not sure at all. CTU? I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, that's why I started doing taekwondo, is because he started doing it, and I thought, yeah, no chance you're getting ahead. You know, no chance you're getting an advantage, so I started doing it as well. And then he was, there's actually a photo of us. I don't remember where the photo is. There's a photo of us. Why did Tom look so nervous? He didn't look nervous. I said this earlier on the thing. He keeps doing that with his face. There's a photo of him at 17, and I'm like 13 turning 14, and I'm bigger than all of him and his friends. So it kind of stopped around then, to be honest with you. Which was nice. There's also a photo of him when he's 15, and I'm 11 turning 12. And, because he's like 3.5 years older than me. And, I'm like sat near him, and I'm like bigger than him there as well, which is really weird. But yeah, I was a weirdly large kid. How tall are you? Like 6'3.5". He's him at the event, and they just wouldn't do that because we're outspoken against him. You know? The take going around that Aspinall's overrated because the division isn't what it was is crazy. JDS is downy overhand against Ngumbo. I know, yeah. Dude, the heavyweight division from the past is so overrated. People can barely name someone outside the top 8. And I was saying this the other day. Roy Nelson back in the day is our Derek Lewis. But guess what? Derek Lewis has way more fucking KOs. Way more KOs. More consistent. And then you got other fighters like Mark Hunt. That's our Tuivasa. Whether you like it or not, that is. So there's actually, you know, there's parallels from the division of the past. Stefan Struve is our Taliesin Teixeira. It's just how it is. You know? Fabricio Verdum was so good. He was good, but what did Volkov do to him years ago? Beat the fuck out of him and finished him. Volkov beats the majority of heavyweights throughout history. He'd probably lose to Kane. Prime Stipe, I don't know. Volkov would give problems to a lot of guys. I think I'd pick Kane to beat him. But other than that, I think Volkov would give him a lot of problems. I would. And Gane. I think Gane would give him a lot of problems as well. Mark Hunt beat Lewis. He did, to be fair, yeah. He did. But still. They're the equivalents. Tuivasa beat Derek Lewis as well. So he's the Mark Hunt, right? Was the press conference worth watching? Nah. But my version of it was, I reckon. So check out the video. Dern mounted triangle sub or Volta heel hook? I reckon both. But more likely Volta heel hook. It's a vintage heel hook. I could see it. If Tom gets past Gane Saturday, do you believe he's on track to be the best ever based on the skill level of the rest of these divisions until Blob? He could be the greatest heavyweight of all time, for sure. I could see that. Thank you for the $2. Was the press conference worth watching? Yeah. Anyway, insane how much weight you've lost. Go watch your reaction to Luis Nascimento and compare. Thank you for the 2. Poo dripping down your legs after farting? Based. Well, I don't know if it should be dripping down your legs. People on X saying Tom and Francis get destroyed by Shane Carwin. It's so fucking annoying. Mir, Fedor. Dude, chat, I'm going to be real with you. I think Spivak could give Mir a run for his money in a weird way. It'd be like a pretty close 29-28 decision, and I'm not even kidding. And I'll be honest. Shane Carwin, Mir, Fedor, Volkov clears all 3. Volkov clears all 3 in their prime. Fedor would be risky for him. But I feel like Volkov could clear all 3 of them. You know? I hate that argument that because they weren't in Pride and Joe Rogan didn't talk about them 20 years ago, they can't be good heavyweights. You know what Volkov would do to Frank Mir? Fucking hell, man. He'd destroy him. Thank you for the membership, G Lord. I know. Watch the Aspinall fight back. I think the blood and anxiety clouded my thoughts. Tom obviously got caught once or twice, but he looked calm. I think he looked good. I was saying this to chat on the... I went live later that night. He does this look on his face, and it really makes me worry about him when he fights. Like, he does that. Whereas Gane's like this. Like that. Tom does this on his face. Like that. And he was like, oh, God, dude. That really makes you look uncomfortable as fuck. Maybe it was the nose and he was like his nose was still numb. But he does that look on his face a lot if you watch him in the fight. He looks a bit strange. Look back at most of his fights. Even when he's throwing punches, he has that look on his face. Like that. I swear. It's the mouth guard? Maybe it's the veneers in the mouth guard. He makes that weird face in every fight. I know, that's what I mean. He really does make that face in every fight. Because I was watching back his KOs. Look at any picture of Tom getting a KO. Look at the pain in his face as he catches him. Look at Pereira's face when he catches someone by KO. And look at Tom's face. Tom Aspinall KO. It's like that every time. Even the one over Pavlovich is like that. The first one, MMA fighting. Tom Aspinall KO, the first result, MMA fighting. Is like that on his face. And it makes me worry. And even the Blades one, when he landed that jab, he's up like that. And it's like, fucking hell, man. That doesn't look good at all. It makes me feel worried for him, you know? It feels like every time Tom goes in for an exchange, he goes, like that. There's almost hear that noise. He just does, and then someone goes down and gets KO'd. Like that. Whereas Pereira's more of a, you know? And then someone just goes like that. Me and DJ disagreed the most ever on this recent Mighty Guru show. But the good thing about the Mighty Guru show is that we can disagree and still shit on Anthony Smith and Chael Sonnen. And I think I went too far. I was on the Mighty Guru show with DJ. We recorded it earlier today. I went too far on Smith and Chael, I think. Just because DJ's a former fighter, he was laughing along with it, but I was like, fuck, man, I'm really going off on him. This is more of a thing I should say for a video. But, you know, couldn't help it. I need to sneeze. No, I don't. I know someone's going to get me on that because I was saying shit like, what the fuck would you know about Anthony Smith when it comes to like toughing out quitting and stuff like that?